Evening all. Hope you're all well. We're back, and hopefully we're going to have a few people call in, a few people, maybe a few YouTubers come in, have a chat with us about the week that's gone past, the 2 weeks that have gone past, and maybe even not quite 3 weeks yet, but the last 2 weeks that have gone past. It's been interesting. New managers come in, one out, one in. All the positives trying to be spanned, training ground, bits and pieces being shown out there. Listen, it is what it is. The fella's here now, whether you love him or whether you hate him. He's our manager for the next 7 games, and he's the bloke that's been given the remit to get us out of trouble. So it's going to be an interesting time to find out and see what happens with the Spurs. Going forward, in the next 7 games, obviously you can look towards next season, but do we know if we're going to be in the Premier League or if we're going to get relegated to the Championship? So it's very difficult to plan for the club and for the fans, for everyone, and that's why I think it's just so important that these 7 games we get sorted out, get our future sorted out one way or the other, and move on, as they say, move on from there. But it's going to be, I don't know. You could, if the results don't start going our way very soon, it's going to either be a long 7 games, or we'll get the results we need, get it out of the way, hopefully, and then hopefully move on to next season from there, and hopefully strengthen as we do. Big up to Biker. How are you, mate? Oh, volume's very low, Biker. You got loads of music. You got loads of music going in the background. You got to turn that down, mate. Log out and log back in, Biker. All right, ciao, mate. Hello, Mia. You okay?
Yeah, there's an echo.
Yeah, it's Biker. He needs to log out. Yeah, he's gone now. There you go.
That was hitting my head.
Sorry about that. He had something going on in the background. I don't know what was going on there. I think he had another page open or something with something else on?
Yeah, it's got the page with the stream on.
Oh, I'm with you. Got you. Okay. How are you, Mia? You okay?
Yeah, it's good to see you back, Cookie. You're feeling better?
Yeah, I had a bug, Mia. I was shocking yesterday and felt really rough. But I woke up this morning after an half-decent kip last night and chilled out a bit today, and I don't feel too bad at the moment, to be fair. Thank you very much for asking. I do appreciate it. Let's see if Biker's sorted himself out. Yeah, you're still very low though, mate. Let me have a look on here, see if I can just adjust that for you. Hang on. Yeah, no, it's definitely your end. All right, I'll come out again. All right, mate. Yeah, hope you're well. Anyway, Mia, Dave's in as well. Hello, Dave. How are you, mate?
All good, Cookie. All good. Hope you're all right, mate. You're feeling better?
Yeah, feeling a lot better. I'll come to you two in just a sec. Let me just say a few hellos very quickly to the chat without me going too deep in. Big up to Lee. Hope you're well, mate. Anthony, hope you're good. Stu, big up to you, mate. As he says, like and subscribe. Absolutely. Big up to Lee. Bikers in the chat and in the stream. He'll come back in again in a sec. Big up to you, Mark. Big up to you, mate. And Jane, hope you're well. Logan, good evening to you, mate. Marianne, YouTube member, and Steve, YouTube member as well. Both in, apparently. The Gooners have equalised. It's now 1-1. So they're saying. There's the link for anyone who wants to come in. I'll stick it in again in a bit. I'm not sure if I've pinned it or not. I couldn't work it out, but there you go. Have I missed anyone? Done Logan. There's Nige. Big up to you, Nige. Pop on if you're more than welcome, mate. Marcus is in. Big up to Marcus. Here comes Anthony. Who else have I not seen? Guy. Guy's in as well. Big up to you, Guy. Ghosted's in. Big up to Ghosted. Hope you're well, mate. Boom. I think that's about it. We've got down there. There's Anthony. Let's get Anthony in.
Big up, you all right?
Big up, Anthony. Hope you're well, mate.
Good, thanks yourself. You feeling better?
Yes, thank you, mate. I am. Oh, God, look. What are we doing here? I'll jump on, but I got a girl on it.
What, in his head, he's thinking about a girl.
Apparently he's meeting one tonight, so.
What, an imaginary one?
I don't know. You never know, do you, these days?
And then you got Nigel saying, Dave and his orange wall.
This is the spare bedroom of my partner's house.
I love it, mate. I love it. Honestly, these people are so witty, aren't they? They really are. And you just come in with stuff. You're so funny, you lot.
So that
honestly.
reminds me of a room of what's the hotel? The one, oh God, the one in the scary movie. If you can't get any sleep in a room that's that orange, surely. Like, who are you going to put in there to torture them? That's so bright, that room.
It is very bright, isn't it? It's like I like it personally. I think it's all right.
It's like Trigger painted it from Only Fools and Horses, isn't it? The old fluorescent orange paint.
Bless Trigger.
Dear, oh dear. Big up, Chops. Hope you're well. There you go, lad. But I just put Guy and Sheriff. Jesus.
Yeah, where is Sheriff tonight? Is he on a date? Is he on a date with Guy? Yeah?
No, he's over the pub. He's having a drink, I think. Yeah, big up to him. Is it the Tower of London shop? He says. Oh dear, you lot. Honestly, what you like. Anyway, keep putting the comments in, people. You're so funny, obviously. Mia, let's start with you. And what do you make of the last? Let's say, I won't go too far back, Mia. I don't know. Let's talk about since Mr. Zerbi's come in. How about that? That's not too far back, is it? Beginning of last week, shall we say? Was it a shock for you, Mia, that it was Zerbi appointed at Spurs?
No, I think that it was someone that we were obviously looking at. And although I was a bit like he's a bit of a hothead, I know he plays good football. So I'm like, I actually don't mind this signing, because when you think about the kind of manager that we're going to try and get in, our options are more limited now than ever. So I think actually for the fact that he's a good manager who will play the football that we like, I think he's actually a really good option, because I was never for Potts coming back personally. That was never me. So I'm actually happy to have somebody anew, and I think that he is a really good manager. He's very mathematical with how he likes to play, and he's very precise. But when you watched Brighton play, they played some beautiful football, didn't they? So we need to have a massive clear out. For now, it's about just these games and being able to stay up. And then after that, we need to get a lot of players out, a lot of players in, and get them to play his style of football. And I think he does play good football. So I'm happy with that.
Excellent. Love the summary, Mia. Brilliant. Dave, what are your thoughts on Zerbi?
I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of him. Always have been. Don't play negative, pragmatic football. He plays, I'd say, constructive, attacking football, based football.
Yeah.
Not like gung ho like Big Ange did. But yeah, it was. I'm a fan of his football, and there's just a few points of him really. I mean, he demands respect from his players, doesn't he? He doesn't take no crap from anybody, and I think this is me being very optimistic here. I think he's the one that could give the board a kick up the backside in investing in the squad, because he won't put up with that. He won't put up with that. He wouldn't put up with if he was our manager in the January window, 14 players out, and all we bring in is a Gallagher and two kids. he would have gone mental. He would have done another Conte, wouldn't he?
Mm.
So yeah, he's. I watched. You can't really take too much from the training session videos. It's like 2-hour training sessions gone down to 7 minutes, but you can see the players are all like listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, but when you watch training sessions with like Frank and Tudor and stuff like that, players would stand there with their hands on their hips. You know what I mean? Like worrying about what they're doing after the training sessions. You know what I mean? They're just like it's just looked like their heads weren't in it. Had no interest. But with this guy, they're like proper locked in. And I think it's someone that they respect. And I think that could be the push that we need as a fan base of just feeling for once just a little bit optimistic, not literally doom and gloom what it's been literally all season, but they've given us nothing to shout about, have they? The odd game here and there. The respectable Champions League run, but league-wise, well, it says everything, doesn't it? We've had more managers this season than home wins. So yeah, but I'm optimistic about Zerbi. Like I said, I've been a big fan of him for a long time, and he's obviously he's had a couple of tricky questions he's had to answer, isn't he, about all the Greenwood stuff and all that. Don't even know why the media brought that up. Absolutely irrelevant to Tottenham Hotspur and for the now. It happened ages ago. Do you know what I mean? Why bring it up? But it did. They did. So,
yeah.
Anyways,
there you go. Fair assessment. Anthony, how are you, mate? And
Yeah, not bad. How yourself? You all right?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. Yeah. What's your feelings? We'll get to Scott. We'll go with Scott last because I've got a feeling I know what Scott's going to say anyway. But Anthony, your thoughts on De Zerbi briefly, mate?
Yeah, I agree with the others. Like, I'm happy with it. Like the football, I think the football we're going to play is exciting. We have to get to the end of the season first. I don't think he's going to come in and automatically play that style of football. It's all about just staying in the league, and I don't care how he does it for the next 7 games. So short term, I'm very happy about it. I worry about the long term. If he doesn't get his own way, will he fall out of the board? And I know the guy on the top right, what's your name again?
Dave.
Sorry, I noticed you said that he might be the one that that like sorts out the board and stuff. That he might be the one that the board give into. But Conte and Mourinho never did, and they were like two of the greatest managers in the history of football. So I'm not convinced De Zerbi will. I've heard all this talk about. I don't know whether it was an April Fool's joke or something, but I heard the other day they said he would have full control of transfers, players in and players out. Yeah. I'll believe that when I see it because Enoch have never done that with any other manager. So why is it suddenly going to change now? But in general, I'm so desperate with Spurs staying up and getting a decent manager. And De Zerbi is a decent manager. You know, he did well at Brighton and he did well at Marseille. I mean, he finished second with Marseille in a league with PSG in it. You know, that's decent. So in general, I am very happy. In the short term, I just hope it works long term and he stays here for his full contract, or at least most of it. Like he said, obviously he said if we go down, he'll stay with us. But 12 million a year, why would he walk away? So in that aspect, but in the whole, I'm very happy with the appointment, and I think hopefully the players rise up to it and take on board his methods and help us up. But in the summer, I think if we do stay up, we do need a massive clear out, and I think a lot of these players probably won't be playing for De Zerbi next season. So yeah, I think you need. Yeah, I'm in general, I am happy about the appointment.
Fair play. Well, that's 3-0 so far, Scott. Go on, Scott. Tell us.
Apparently Southampton are 2-1 up. I see your comment there.
Yeah. 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 to Southampton. Let's hope they can hold on. A small what do you call it for mankind, for Spurs fans. Scotty, how are you, mate? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll say this: Zerbi is exactly the kind of manager that I would want at our club in terms of his temperament and how he played. If we were a properly run club, and those three words are why I'm kind of, I guess I'll say, indifferent, because we're not a properly run club. I have concerns with him in the short term. This squad we have right now is terrible for how he wants to play. There's maybe three guys in Romero, Porro, Xavi that can play the way he wants to play. The midfield's a disaster, not anything close to what he wants to play. So we're talking about bringing him in closer and bringing him in and he's going to keep us up. Well, the team that we have can't play how he wants to play. So he has to go completely against the way that he wants if he's going to keep us up. I also think that his temperament, where he gets on players hard and then builds them up, works well over a season where you have that time to kind of build them back up after you're harsh on them. But in this sense, when he yells at them, as we know that he doesn't have time to build them up. So they kind of just have the yelling and he doesn't have time to build them back up. He doesn't seem to be a manager that works well for relegation. Like, he's a good manager, but his system takes time because it's not the way that we've been playing for years, and it's not a way that most of these players are able to play. So I'm worried about that from a short-term perspective and talking about the next 7 games. Long-term, the board isn't going to give him what he wants. We've heard all this so many times before. This time it's going to be different. This time it's going to be different. And even if we say that we're giving him the control over the transfers, what has this club done at any point to show that they can get those players in? So even if he identifies these are the 5 players I want, why would we think that that Spurs can bring those players in, right? They don't have that ability. Johan Lang can't do it. And I know lots of people are saying that Johan Lang is going to be out of here, so it doesn't matter. Why isn't he gone now then? Why are we keeping him on to make this decision and then we're going to sack him in the summer? He may go, but I don't have any belief or any reason to think that he will. It seems more like we're going to have a nice shiny toy in Zerbi and give him none of the things that he needs. And we know what happens when he doesn't get the things that he needs, which he didn't get at Brighton only because of how small they were, and which he didn't get at Marseille, which has way better resources in terms of being actually willing to go out and do it than we will. And he wasn't happy there. So I just think it's a great manager for if we were run properly, but we're not run properly. So until we are, I don't see how I can be positive or happy about any of it.
So, Scott, can I ask a question? This is not me trying to be prodding you or be disrespectful. So, if that's the case, if we're not run properly, what manager would please you? Because you're saying it doesn't matter what manager it is because the board won't obviously adhere to what they're supposed to do. But we need a manager. So, what manager would you suggest if it's not De Zerbi?
For short term, I said Sean Dyche would have been the guy I would have got in for a short term. I think he's someone who could have got more because it doesn't matter as much to him, the players he has, right? He's just going to line them up to get 10 men back behind the ball and hope that we can get an ugly draw. And that's what we need for the next 7 games. I think that's for the short term. Long term, there is no manager. I don't think it matters who and I haven't been saying this just now. I've said this for years. If we're still going with the setup we have, where it's Vinay, Enoch, and Lang, it doesn't matter who the manager comes in. No manager is going to give me confidence because we don't have a manager problem. We have a player problem. Our squad is crap and a manager doesn't come in and fix that. These players aren't good enough. And until I see that we want to improve the squad, the manager is just shuffling deck chairs on the Titanic.
Saying that though, the squad at the moment isn't good enough. I will say that. But you start, imagine if we had a full season with Madison, Kulusevski, Kudus, we wouldn't. I don't think we'd be where we are in the league. Because I think Madison I think Madison's just a player we've been missing all season. He can unlock defenses, and he chips in with a fair, respectable amount of goals as well. So important goals as well. But we just got it all wrong in the windows, didn't we? We didn't. We got rid of the Son went. We didn't replace him, and in January we sold Brennan. Then a day later, Kudus gets injured, and for some bizarre reason, they didn't sign nobody on that right-hand side. I was like, "What on earth are you doing?" It's just negligence at the highest of levels. And then he turns around and says, "We couldn't find anyone." I was like, "Hang on a minute, you haven't got any wingers, mate. You're telling me you couldn't find not one person?"
He said, didn't they say they're not just going to add to the squad for the sake of it? They want to sign players to improve us. But at the end of the day, them not signing their players actually made us worse.
That's true, but you're 100% right, and 100% right. But I get that, not signing players for the sake of it. If Kudus was out for a week or 2 weeks, I get that. But he's out. He was out for 3 months, 4 months. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to do something. You had to do something, and this is the reason why we're in the position of where we are. And
So
like, go on, Bill.
I was going to say, I think that at the beginning of the season, because we obviously didn't know what was going to happen with injuries, I predicted between 7th and 9th. So I don't think this team is as bad as 17th. Like, I don't. So I do think that we are able to to do better. But it's the fact that we've had so many injuries, and like you said, to key players at points, and so many injuries that we had to literally put kids and extra goalkeepers on the bench because we didn't have even enough to actually put a proper bench on. That just shows you how bad that the injury actually has been and how it's affected us. Because any team with that amount of injuries, it's substantial. It's not just a few. So I do think that's been like a major reason this season for where we are as well. I do think that's a consideration. It's not an excuse. I think it's just a consideration that any team would taking that many out would be the same.
I think if you had a full squad this year, we wouldn't be fighting for relegation, but we would be bottom 10 still. I think I said 8 to 10, but I thought that we were getting a Moani that was coming in fully motivated, and we've seen this year that he isn't. I thought Udogie might improve, and we've seen, in fact, no, he isn't that good of a player. I thought that the defense might improve, but we've seen now we're likely to have 3 years in a row of 60-plus goals again. So I think one of the things where coming into the season, I myself, as negative as I am, said 8 to 10th. But what I've seen this season is now that these players I was giving them too much credit. And I think that there's players who I thought might show me more have shown me even less. And so that I would say, yeah, if you go into this season, this team is a bottom 10 team on merit, even if healthy. And a lot of our injuries, outside of Madison, there's not, like, I don't care if Kulu comes back. He doesn't help us in any way. I don't care that he's been out all year. When a lot of the players that have been injured, I don't think we miss them that much.
Kulusevski, I think we do.
I am fine with him he slows the game down, can only go one way. It worked when Kane and Son were doing all the heavy lifting and he could get the beneficiary of there. But when he actually has to carry his own weight, we've seen he's just dropped off and he just doesn't have it. He's so slow on the ball. His decision making's poor. His passing is poor.
I think he's one of our better players.
I just don't see what he offers us.
I think he's one of our better players. I disagree. I think we have missed him, but obviously it's all about opinions at the end of the day. So in my opinion, I think we've missed him.
I can remember when Kulu was playing like last season before, on the right-hand side, if you remember rightly, and most of us, if not all of us, were moaning because when he was breaking away down the right-hand side, he can't kick with his right foot. So you know he's always coming inside. Everyone worked him out. I know he holds the ball up well at times, don't get me wrong. He's very good at that for a, sort of up and down midfielder. But, and there you go, have some of that.
Yes.
And you know, he used to cut inside, didn't he, regular? And I think a lot of defenders just worked him out and worked out what he was going to do. And if he didn't lose the ball, you knew it was just coming back all the time. Whoever was, you know, following up on the play or whatever, he'd just get so far, turn and knock it back. So I don't know. I've always been, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a professional football player, you should be able to kick with both feet. You know what I mean? That is what professional means. Surely, to me, it's being able to do the same thing with both feet. You know, and I just don't get professional players that are so predominantly one-footed. Because if they're that skillful, why didn't they learn to kick with their other foot as well?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I don't know what you lads think about that. My parents always, I was left-footed, right? So even back in the day when I was a kid in the 70s, all managers wanted left-footed players because they didn't have left backs. There just weren't enough left-footed players floating about. So even in kids football, managers were putting, square pegs in round holes or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it's just similar to what Tottenham do now. So similar. I was listening to a conversation earlier today about if Mickey van der Ven goes. Now, right-hand sided central defenders, they're to a penny. You can find them from wherever. But left-footed ones come at a premium. And even average ones, you know, what we would call average to good, if you like, they're commanding 50 million plus because there's just not enough of them out there that are good enough. You know, they're struggling to find them. So we could be in a position this season where we lose both our centre-backs. All right, you've got Vuskovic and you've got Danzo. Is Vuskovic left-footed? Does anyone know? Does he play on the left-hand side?
No, he plays on the right-hand side.
Right.
So we haven't got, you know, if you bring an Ashley Phillips back from Stoke, he's right-footed. You've got Danzo, you've got Dragusin, they're both right-footed. You've got no left-footed centre-back again. We're back to that again. Do you know what I mean? And as much as I'm pissed off with Mickey van der Ven this season, and I am, yeah, I just don't know where we go to buy that left-footed centre-back if he goes for the money that they're going to command. I just don't. You know, that's another story anyway. That's just whatever. Sorry, I don't know how it got to that in the first place.
I just clarify one thing about Kulusevski that I'll say. I think he kind of represents the issue I have with this team, where individually there are good things that he does, and he might be individually a good player. But when we have Kudus on the right, we have Xavi in the middle, and then theoretically, if we're talking about a healthy team, we have Maddison in the middle. I don't see where he comes in and has a role on this team. We also have a team that, for the most part, we're very slow on the ball, and we are very good at doing the horseshoe, pass it side to side, where we need people to be quicker and make those passes that beat the defense. And Kulu doesn't do that. So I think he's just more than, I don't necessarily love him as a player. I think he's also doesn't fit in with what we need. He's not the kind of player that we need on this squad. And I think we have a lot of that, where if we talk about our squad is better than we think, individually, we'll point to players individually. We'll point to Maddison. We'll point to Van de Ven. We'll point to Romero. But when you put this whole squad together, it doesn't work well together. We have a massive hole on left wing. We have a massive hole at striker. Overall, we don't score enough goals. We have nobody in the midfield that can control the ball. So we point, you know what I mean? So individually, I like Paulinho. Individually, I like Xavi. Individually, I like these players. But as a whole, it doesn't work. There's too much that we're lacking. And I think Kulusevski kind of fits there. He doesn't add something different to the team that we don't already have. He's not a better player than Xavi or Maddison in the 10. He's not better than Kudos. So I'm kind of not sure where he fits in if we had him in our squad.
Yeah.
Fair play, Scott. Fair play. I agree with you, actually. I would struggle to see. I think he'd just be on the subs bench, wouldn't he, Scott? As you know, it'd be a squad player. Do you not think? You know, when you've got Simmons and you've got your Kudos is fit. If Kudos is fit, surely they're not going to play Kulu in front of Kudos, I wouldn't have thought, would you?
Nah,
Yeah.
no way. Nah, you'd have kudos every time, wouldn't you?
I would have thought so, but
Yeah, but isn't the thing is, Kulu was it last year? He started playing as a number 10, but that means we've now got 3 number 10s.
yeah.
Yeah.
You need that's what we need, though. We need a squad. That's what we've been missing for years, isn't it? I would quite happily have Madison, Xavi, and Kulusevski as our 3 number 10s.
I was just
You
going
need
to say,
competition for places.
would you be happy with that if they were your 3 number 10s between you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would as well. I think that Kulu
Yeah.
does offer something different because he can. When we played him in that position, he was actually really good because he can really hold up the ball as well because he's strong. Like I don't actually think when he played in the middle, I don't think he was bad at all. I think actually that he prefers to play there. You can tell he's more comfortable playing there. So I do think they offer different things. Xavi offers something different to Madison, and Kulu offers something different. So I don't think it's a bad thing to have people like with different skills.
He holds up the ball and does nothing with it. That's my concern. If he can hold up the ball and then do something with it, good.
But when you've seen him in games, look how good he has been though for us. Like there has been games where he's been brilliant. He has been really good.
I missed those games then. Because
Do you remember?
I mean, or you watch with a biased eye, or you watch with a biased eye where you don't like a player, so automatically it's crap straight away.
Why would I not like him? Why would I just not like him?
Because you've also got a bias against some players that you particularly don't like. So then people do that. A lot of people do that. They don't see good in a player because they don't like them. And in that mindset, they're going to say, oh, they did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong, and not look at actually things they did good.
But
when he first come in,
I'm saying I don't see what he does after that.
Kudus has his faults as well, though. Kudus has his faults. Sometimes he'll run into blind spots and stuff.
Yeah,
but maybe that's to the team not supporting him around him. But sometimes you're saying to Kudus, just cross the ball, and he'll try and do too much and take the extra player on, and end up in the tiniest little gap and not be able to get his way out. If you know what I mean.
Do you remember though when we first signed Kulusevski when Conte was here? That first we signed him in January. That first 6 months, he was phenomenal.
Well, him and Benton Core were probably two of the reasons we got top 4 that season.
I mean, he was on that right hand side, and he was cutting it in. He was scoring. He was assisting. Yeah. He was an actual. He was other than Kane and Son. He was a runner up for our player of the season that year, and he only played for us for 6 months. But after that, I just don't think he got that nasty little injury, didn't he? His first one, and then we signed Brennan Johnson, so that was the right side. Then he started playing more central, and then he just got injured again. And I was just like, I don't think he's had enough time to settle in that number 10 role, because he started off quite potentially good in it, but then he got injured again, and then Mad has come back from injury. Then he lost his spot, so he's been fluctuating in and out of the team, and I think that's where unfortunately it's been a bit unkind to him, really. But he has got potential. I mean,
I just looked. He had 8 in his first one, and not the 24-25, the 23-24 season, I think it was. He had 7 assists and 7 goals and 4 assists. And the other season he had 8 goals and 3 assists. So like he did get goals for us. Like I remember him getting goals for us and doing having really good games. The Man City games. Remember the Man City game he played, and he was wicked.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was
the 4-0 game.
Yeah, I think it was that game. But I remember seeing there has been definitely
that was
points.
His first goal.
I do remember points where he.
Sorry to interrupt. I think, are you on about the 4-0 game for 2 years ago? We won 4-0 in that game.
2 years ago. Yeah.
But even on his debut, he was excellent as well.
He was excellent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's definitely had. I definitely think that he's not this like awful player. I think that he's definitely had moments where, like I say, through the middle, he was a lot better, more comfortable, and I do think he is good. So yeah, I don't.
But
I
who
don't
said
think
awful? Who said awful?
I'm not
I didn't
saying
say he was
I'm saying you've been. I'm not saying you said awful. I said I don't.
Okay.
I don't think he's been awful. I think he's actually been all right.
I think he's a fine player, and we need better than fine. That's all. And I don't see the role that he fits on this team. I don't think he comes in and improves us.
But okay, but who's going to come to us realistically if we're so crap, like you say? This is the other problem we've got, right? We've got to think of players that are going to come to us that are going to be of a good standard in obviously everyone's eyes, which is never going to work because every person sees it differently as supporters. But we've got to be realistic with the players that we can now attract as well. That's the other thing.
So then what I would say is we already have 2 10s in Xavi and Madison. We have Kudus on the right. We're missing somebody on the left. We're missing somebody up front. So if Kulu could play as a left winger, I'd be much more willing to have him come in. So let's sell Kulu and bring in a player of his level, hopefully better, who can play on the left-hand side. That's what we need, right?
You know, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, like, overall, as a player, we're going to have to get rid of a lot of players. And I think that he will be one because I do think that his knee, I don't know how good he's going to feel after having such a horrific knee injury. Like, he shattered his knee. Like, that's just horrific to have that injury. So...
Same with Madison, though, isn't it?
He's
Madison because he's had a couple of injuries, hasn't he?
Yeah, Madison's injury prone.
Kulusevski's knee injury is exactly the same as Brazilian R9 one, and that messed his career up.
Yeah,
messed his career up, and still one of the greatest to ever do it. Not saying he wasn't, but just imagine how great he would have been R9 if he didn't have that injury. And he got it at such a young age as well, 21, I think he got it.
You know what?
I have read bits and pieces. You know what it's like. Different stories come out. I don't think a lot of the ITKs really know what's going on with him. But I have read a lot of stuff from different people over the course of the last 2 or 3 months that say he's finished. They say he's finished at this level. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's other reports that come out and say, look, he'll make his way back, blah, 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 blah. But I think his injury, to be fair, was like pretty serious because he did whatever he did with his knee. And then he did something with shattered his kneecap or something. Or
yeah,
a bit of shattered bone has gone to somewhere what they can't retrieve or something like that in his knee.
Yeah, so, horrible. But Joe, I would say I think we need to get rid of some of these injury-prone players. And as much as Madison's a great player, that guy, he's a 1/3 of the season player, and he plays for 1/3 pretty much. He's injured for 1/3, then the other third is not always great. So I think that we've got an injury-prone player like Kulu, like Madison. I think that's something we need to think of as well, that we should, as a club, be realistic. Should think we can't keep having injury-prone players on our team because they're not reliable.
Well, that's the whole squad then, isn't it? Because they're all.
Well, I mean, a regular, but we've had players coming like a Van der Ven was injured a lot with Ange, not so much this season. Romero the same, so obviously depending, but I do think there's certain players like Madsen who in his history has been injured a lot, and also someone like a Dogi, he gets injured a lot. Joe, like there's certain players that seem to be very injury prone.
Yeah.
Does anyone put any of that down to the medical and the training that they've been going through?
I heard on another stream that it's something to do with the pitch.
Okay.
I don't think it's nothing to do with the pitch. That is a state-of-the-art football pitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, it's illogical.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds get put into that pitch in the training ground year after year. It's gonna be signed off by whoever, sports science and everything like that. There is no way. I just think, to be honest with you, I just think it's incredibly unlucky. Very just
No,
unlucky.
Joe,
Just being
I
incredibly unlucky.
I don't think it's unlucky. I think that when you look at it, we've had that pitch since we've opened the stadium, and it's only now that we've had this many injuries 2 seasons in a row. And I think it's fitness. When you look at the kind of managers that we've had, I think that the players aren't fit, and I think that obviously has caused more injuries.
Didn't we replace the medical team, and the same things are happening again?
Yeah, that's why I said I think it's fitness. I think it's fitness.
Even Igor Tudor said that these players aren't fit enough, didn't he? Called them out.
Yeah.
First press conference, didn't he? He said these players aren't fit enough.
Yep.
So you're probably right there, Mia. Spot on there.
There you go. Is there anyone else that we're not happy with? Oh, Biker's turned up, by the way. Big up, Biker. Hope you're well, mate. Rolly, how you doing?
You sound like you're on a helicopter, mate.
Yeah. You sound like you're drowned in water. You're very low.
I think it's the microphone. Check.
Yeah, it
Check
could be the
them.
microphone, Biker.
Check it's connected to the right microphone on your computer, because it sounds like you're not connected properly.
There we go. No, he's gone quiet. You'll have to check it out, Rolly. All you can do is keep coming out and back in and whatever else. I don't know what else to suggest.
From his cave in Cyprus.
There he goes. Yeah. Big up to Stel. Stel's Stel from his cave. I love it, Mia. Here comes Stel from the Bat Cave. There you go. How are you, mate? You all right, Stel?
Has anyone seen Arsenal? Has anyone seen Mikel Arteta? Gunnosaurus? Martin Odegaard? Highbury Stadium? Has anyone seen the Emirates?
He loves it.
They are hands down the biggest bottle jobs I have ever known in footballing. Honestly, they call us Spursy. Mate, they're a different level of bottle job. Honest, anyhow City catch them in the league, they need to shut down that club, because as crap as we are, we're going to give them hell. We are going to give them hell if they bottle that, I'll tell you.
If we stay up and they bottle the lead, that'd be a perfect season, wouldn't it?
No, already given them hell. Already given go on, sorry, Steve, go on.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, already. There's a guy who was on my son's bus, and I showed him a bottle when they come pick him up. I was like, "Oh, you bottled it again, yeah, mate, for the last cup. So you wait until I see him after the Easter holidays. He's getting it in the neck big time. I don't give a damn."
I can't believe Southampton have beat them. Did anyone watch the game, by the way? But did they deserve to win, Southampton, or not? I didn't watch the game, to be honest with you, because I've been on here and I was getting ready for the show. So
Arsenal didn't take their chances, but they were very sloppy. They played like a second team almost. They had a couple of starters, but it's pretty much the second team. But listen, at the end of the day, Southampton were in the game. They tested Arsenal and they scored their goals. Arsenal didn't. That's football, right? It's not like Southampton don't deserve to win it. You know, if Arsenal won it, you would have said, all right, fair enough. But don't take nothing away from Southampton. They deserve to go through.
Yeah, I was going to say the chat are giving Southampton a lot of credit here.
Yeah,
some of these comments that are coming in. So fair play to Southampton. We're having a go, and whatever you want to say about Arteta for leaving 8, 9, whatever it was, out of the.
Southampton are doing quite well. They were like near the bottom at one point, but they've got a new manager in, and they're doing well in the Championship now. So that was not going to be an easy game.
Yeah. And it just shows you, I think, if you go down next season, they're the type of games you're going to face every week when you play these sorts of teams down in the Championship. But there you go, unbeaten in 15. Unbeaten in 15, Southampton, is that?
Mark, I just want to remind you,
definitely ain't us.
we can't win in the Premier League, right? You can say it's going to be tough in the Championship. We're not winning in the Premier League, mate. We lose every week.
I know we do still, but we've been given renewed hope again. Still, renewed hope that a coach is going to come in and implement in system in 7 games. Do you know what I mean? Listen, Scott was right what he said earlier, and I got to agree with you, Scott. You know, you was talking about exactly that. He's coming, implementing a system. For me, don't worry about no system. Yeah, just play go back to basics, play as many players in, you know, their positions as you can that are fit. Yeah, pick the best team or so-called team that you can pick that's fit in the right positions. Let them go out and do what they've got to do at the end of the day. You know, you can guide them, but I don't want to see this what Tudor was doing before, playing people, you know, way out of position. I know there might be times where you might only have 10, for argument's sake, that are fit, and one has to play that you know, it wouldn't be his natural position or whatever. But we have got players coming back now. And you know, I think, you know, by the time the weekend comes, you'll have, another 3 to pick from: Udogie, Bergvall, and who was the other one? Can't remember. Kudos, that's it. Coming back. So,
quickly, who do you think the goalkeeper will be against Sunderland?
Kinski.
Unfortunately, it'd be Kingsley, but I prefer Brendan Austin.
Yeah. Don't know if the Zerbi's brave enough. Is he that type of guy? Brave enough to put Austin in goal? Because Austin, has he done anything when he's played for us? I know he ain't played that often. Has he done anything bad, though? Like, bad?
He done all right when he came in the club. Was it last year or the year before he came in for a few games?
Yeah, he played. Yeah, he played once or twice, wasn't it? In a row.
Just the once.
Was it just
against
the once?
Newcastle?
Good evening, Ellie, by the way. I hope you're well.
Good evening. I had to come on to join the Arsenal bashing. Come on, still. I love it. I love it. Has anybody seen Arsenal? Has anybody seen
Vindaloo? Vindaloo in the chat. Has anyone seen Vindaloo?
Still.
Has anybody seen Stefan?
Look at the
Stefan.
screen.
Has anyone seen Stefan?
Yeah.
Look at the screen still. There you go.
This fraud, right? He had the audacity to come for me all season because we were doing crap, even though I didn't back Frank or Tudor. And he, after the Carabao Cup final, he went missing, right? He went missing, couldn't find him. He popped his head up for a couple of days later saying, oh, it's the Mickey Mouse Cup. It's only the Mickey Mouse Cup. Who cares about that? Tonight, mate, I don't want to hear it, Vindaloo, right? You're in the mud. Absolute mud.
Still, they go into the arse poo abyss. That's where they go.
Or once RC, always RC. Every gunner is a runner.
Yeah.
They run away from the cups because they're bottle jobs, mate.
Every gunner is a runner. RC, 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 RC. I love it when Arsenal lose.
Every time Spurs lose, I have an Arsenal mate who's always on my Facebook sending me messages and stuff. But I've noticed how quiet he is tonight.
There you go.
Look, I'm telling you, mate. Anyhow, City catch them, right? That club is they're done.
Listen,
They're done.
it don't even take a lot to think about it. Arsenal have got to play City at City's ground, and also City have got a game in hand. So then, if they got both those games and they catch them up by those points, they're only 3 points behind them.
Yeah, then they're gonna do they've got that squeaky bum time then, and they're gonna blow it.
Gabriel went off injured tonight.
Yeah, his knee was all swollen. Did you see?
Yeah.
And what was that about?
You saw Calafiori tonight. Calafiori tonight was all over the shop. All over the gaff. Let's see what
I call Martinelli Martinelli.
Yeah, what was that about with Martinelli pushing the ref or something? Someone put in the comments at the end.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
How
and he
did
got
get away
booked.
with that then?
He got
He
booked.
got a yellow card
sent
for it.
off.
Oh, he got
You
a yellow.
can't put your hands on the referee.
Well, You obviously can if you only get a
It
yellow.
wasn't at like right at the end. It was in like with 3 minutes.
About
left.
86 minutes, I think. 85, 86 minutes.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Got you.
Speaking on Martinelli, right? One of my good mates. He's a proper gooner, bro, and he hates Martinelli. Hates him. And he turned around and said, "I said he's not as bad." I said, "I'll take him at Spurs at the moment." He goes, "Mate," he goes, "you don't want him." He goes, "He could get marked out of the game by a traffic cone."
I'm not a massive fan of his. I don't see what he offers Arsenal, to be honest.
Did that youngster play for him tonight? That Dowman?
He's
He's very good. He's a good player.
He don't offer Arsenal much, but I'd take him over Matisse Tell.
That's not hard, is it? That's not hard.
Oh, Max Dowman.
No,
Max Dowman.
You said
Max
Martinelli.
Dowman, very good player.
Martinelli over Tell.
Technically brilliant on the ball.
I
He
would
just
take
needs to have a
Max
better
Dowman,
shot.
Mate, I would take Max Dowman over pretty much all of our front three.
Yeah.
The only one I'd keep is Kudus. I'd take him over all of the front three except for Kudus.
Yeah, I would as well.
I'm not joking when I mean that.
Tricky
I'm not
player.
joking.
He's a
I'm
very
not
special
joking either.
player.
I'll take him. He's really technically gifted, the boy. He's just got to get a bit stronger physically, right? Because he's only 16, is he, or 17, right? And he's got to build up his body to become a man. By the time he's 20, he's going to be cooking, that boy. He's going to be even better than Saka, I reckon. Honestly, because he's got more skills than Saka.
If we get relegated, do you think Arsenal let us have him on loan for the season?
I doubt it.
I doubt it at all. I want to ask Stel and Ellie. We started off the show with just asking the question, just what you thought about the Zerbi appointment. Does it make any difference to you in the position that we're in? Does it give us more of a chance of staying up? I've asked the other four, but I'd be interested to see what Stel and Ellie think about that.
Yeah. Do you want to go first, Stel?
All right. No, ladies first. I'll be a gentleman.
Okay, then. All right. Thanks, Stel. Right. So I think a manager makes a big difference, right? There's only 7 games to go, so he's got to work quick, right? On that training ground. I was watching him, right, and he's very involved, right, and he's getting them to do one touch football, quick, yeah, and he's also getting them to work under press, which I never saw in the other training sessions. I know it's only a 7-minute clip, but I had privy to watch another one, right, that my friend sent me, and yeah, I like what he's doing. He's very hands-on. And he's in there, you know, teaching them. He's telling them, take the ball on the half turn, turn your body. Because I've been so frustrated this season where they don't take the ball on the half turn, right? And it goes backwards and sideways. No, get the bloody ball forward. And I like the way he plays as well. So I think he's going to make a big difference, right? Hopefully it's enough difference to get us the points to keep us up. But if it's not, I can see us doing really well and coming back anyway. So the future's bright with him. I like his progressive football, and I like the way he's a very animated character, and you can see that he absolutely loves football, you know. And we've had other managers who've loved football as well, but I'm so glad we've got him, because I know his heart's in it, and some people saying about the money, especially Simon Jordan on TalkSport, rabbit about the money. It's not about the money. It's about getting in there and getting the job done. Yeah. So, yeah, over to you, Stel.
Oh, cheers. What do you want me to talk about, Mark? The signing or just our chances for relegation?
Just if you think he can make a difference, Stel, especially in these last 7 games to keep us up. Does his so-called coaching ability, his connection with players, how he sort of tries to drill them personally one-on-one with exactly what he wants them to do? Do you think that's something that's been lacking at Tottenham for a bit in the first team?
Well, he's better than Frank and Tudor all day long. He's a better coach than both of them. He plays football the way I like to watch it. But how many times are we going to watch a training video posted on YouTube and that's, oh, look at that, look at it, that's coaching. That. How many times are we going to do it? We did it with Ange, we did it with Frank, we did it with Tudor. It's like every time a new manager comes, a training video comes out and everyone gets super excited. And when you just say, guys, it's a video, like we've seen this all the time, can we wait and see what happens in the actual match? You know, then everyone just starts arguing negative, positive, all this nonsense. For me, the only thing I took away from the training video that I liked was the fact that he's trying to get them to take less touches on the ball, move the ball quicker. So 1-2 touch move. Problem is, they haven't done that for so long. They're not suddenly just going to start playing 1-2 touch football. And half of these players are incapable of playing that kind of football. They need time. It's going to take time. So if he comes in trying to play the Zerbi ball, either it magically clicks, which I doubt it will, or it's going to be a train wreck. So he's going to have to adapt and just keep us up. But the way I look at it is this, okay? He might as well just go with the Zerbi ball, because if you go pragmatic, we've seen what happens under Frank. We're awful. We can't defend. We're crap. At the back, in goal, we're useless. We make mistakes. We can't play up from the back. So we're gifting games to, like Fulham, the goals we gifted. Crystal Palace, the goals we gifted. We see it all the time. We just gift teams goals. So if you try and be balanced, you're not going to get balanced. That takes time. That takes many, many months and years of building and coaching. So we might as well go a bit Ange and go all-out attack. Just bang. We'll probably lose 4-0, 4-0. We might lose quite a few games badly. But if 2 out of the 7 we win because we've pummeled the team, that's all you need. So if you just want to get 2 wins, let's say we need 2 wins out of the next 7. Being pragmatic, we're not going to get it. Being balanced isn't going to happen. You might as well throw the kitchen sink at it. Even if we haven't got players that can finish up front, we might as well throw all hell at the opposition. High press, squeeze the game, force errors, shoot on sight, keep possession, quickly move the ball forward. Even if the play breaks down and they counter and they score, I'm sure at least 1, possibly 2 of those games, if we just go all-out attack every game, we will get 6 points and stay up if he goes full-blown De Zerbi mode. Because I think if he tries to do something different, it's not going to work. So we might as well just take the risk and go all out for it. And the aim is, don't worry if you lose 5 games 4-0. Don't worry. As long as you win 2 games 3-2 or 2-1. That's all you need. So that's what I think De Zerbi should do. And if he does that, I think we probably will stay up. And delegation is just a dream of mine. I'll have to put it on hold. Because let's see, when they don't back De Zerbi in the summer and we're back here next year, right? Delegation will be back on.
Hang on, let me press this down. I was typing. There you go. I couldn't see you.
But I like De Zerbi. I do like him, but I'm not getting carried away because we've been here before with every manager for the last 10 years. I'm not getting caught up in it because if fans can't learn their lesson, then they deserve the pain that comes with it. Just let it play out. Let's see what happens. That's all we can do as Spurs fans. Let's see what happens, you know.
Us Spurs fans love getting carried away, don't they? I've heard people say we're gonna get top 4 next season and all this stuff, and I'm thinking, calm down. We need to stay in the league first.
Yeah, it's human nature to want to do well, right? So people will big up things, but I find it goes a bit OTT. Well, not a bit, a lot OTT. So the proof is in the pudding, like Stel says, right? On the pitch, training videos are good. They can teach players different skills and how to handle the ball. Like I said about taking the ball on the half turn. Because when I see them in the match, I'm so frustrated with them not taking the ball on the half turn and spinning. Like the Southampton players tonight, brilliant. brilliant, taking the ball on the half turn, and they're off, and they're into Arsenal's to penetrate their defence, right? And they've got the best defence in the country, if not the bloody world. And they made them look stupid. So we need to be on the front foot, like Stel says, right? Go at them, right? And try and get the wins, yeah? And then we'll be safe. But if we don't do that and we go pragmatic, we might as well forget it because we can't defend. We've seen it all season long with leaking goals left, right, and centre. So we might as well go for it.
Thing is, we're Southampton are obviously weren't expecting to win that game, so they're playing with no fear. But every time our players play, you can just see that they're playing with so much fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
They're all hiding.
they're not
go into
playing.
hiding, don't they? They're just hide.
Or not, or they're hiding.
Instead of linking up, playing triangles, moving up the pitch, they're just literally, they're like one player's on the right-hand side and the others are all like the left-hand side of the centre circle. Do you know what I mean? It's just, they're nowhere to be seen. There's no one to link up with.
So is this what we need to do then? What Ange says, that play hoofball, long ball forward, win a corner, leave it to Romero to score. 10 men behind the ball. That'll do.
That's more
The old
Frank
Stoke
ball.
City.
That was Frank ball, not Ange ball. Frank ball was just pump it long and hope someone gets on the end of it. Win a set piece.
Yeah.
Do you know, long term, if the Zerbi sticks around and we're in the Premier League and they do invest in some quality, not just lots of shit like Tel Odebert and all this nonsense that people think are superstars when they're not. In my opinion, just my opinion. I'll tell you who will benefit. It will be our academy players, because if he's here for 5 years, he can actually bring them through. Assuming we stick to the 5 years, which I don't think we will. I'm making a lot of assumptions because our academy players under Simon Davies, the academy director, for the last 4 years have been playing the Zerbi ball. That's the football they've been coached. That's the football that they've been taught to play in 3 different formations, out from the back, possession in midfield, quick balls forward, overloads, and not scared to take on a man. Now, whether we've got the players to do that now and do that, I don't know. Probably not. But if he's going to actually build something, our academy players have got a really good chance now of getting into that team because they've been coached that way for the last 4 years, honestly. So I would like to see some of that. And De Zerbi knows how to develop young players as well. So I hope finally now, just being biased, because I do love youth football, because it's what I did. I really do hope now we begin to see some youngsters of Spurs begin to come into this team. But I've put a lot of assumptions there, which probably won't happen because that's what Spurs do. We like to just... But they do. They know how to play De Zerbi ball. They've been coached it for years.
Yeah, well, is it more likely that if we go down, they're more likely, obviously, to be you still, because there'll be a fire sale at Tottenham, wouldn't there? But can you see in 2 or 3 years' time some of these kids that are out on loan now and are maybe in the academy still now coming through into a Tottenham first team under De Zerbi?
Well, yeah, of course they'll get a better chance because we won't be able to afford to buy players. So they'll have to develop the youngsters more.
There is that, I suppose.
I actually think that if we go down, I actually think that's better for rebuilding Tottenham because then we're forced to bring through the youngsters. And the thing with youngsters is they love Tottenham. The badge means something to them. Most of our players, the badge means jack shit. You've seen how they've been playing. They don't care about the badge. They don't give a shit about Tottenham. But the academy kids care. They've been institutionalized. They're conditioned. They love Tottenham. You saw it with Harry Kane. You'll see it with Winks. You'll see it with Barnett. You'll see it with Donnelly. You'll see it with whatever players they feel, maybe it's Oluwesi, whatever players they feel can come in and play, they will love the badge. They will love the club. So if we go down on the basis that we are going to build with youngsters, I'm all for it. But, I'm the minority, Mark. I'm the devil's work, according to every Spurs fan. Because I want to.
The devil's work. I like it. Oh my God! Come on, you
Hey, do you
lot.
know
He's still
today-
the devil.
Mate, and I'm
I
listen.
mean,
I'm
if
not
I
joking.
speak, I'll be in big trouble in it.
Mia, I went on Lee Gunner's channel towards the end of the Arsenal game today because I wanted to just wind them up, and the chat was getting toxic, and I was like, "Yeah, good. Now you know what it's like supporting Tottenham." And this guy on Lee Gunner's show called Stelios the Dictator gifted 5 memberships to Lee Gunner's channel, and Lee Gunner goes, "Thanks to whatever account 612 for your gifts of membership." And then he read out the people that got memberships, and then he literally read out the words Stelios the Dictator. What the fuck is going on? What is this about?
You're infamous.
Oh my word!
Maybe it's the cave. Maybe they suspect you because you're in a cave somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
Listen. It's outrageous, man. He's got a picture of my face with horns coming out of it like the devil. And
It's not Butler, is it?
No, but Butler wouldn't put his hand in his pocket and give out to people on other channels. This guy was literally giving out memberships to Lee Gunner's channel.
Wow.
So why would you do that? Why would you go on an Arsenal platform and do that? Anyway, that's why I said I'm the devil's work, because there's another account going around called Stelios is Rotten. Have you seen that one? Stelios is Rotten.
I mean, they could be a bit more inventive with the names, if I'm honest. It's a bit, a bit bland.
Straight to the point. It's a
No
clear
messing
message.
about. No messing about.
Is this the downside of YouTube then? People making fake accounts to on other YouTubers, because obviously Ghosted had that issue in his.
There's been 3 or 4 in our chat, to be
Yeah.
fair, that have had their things duplicated. So they've had to be banned, unfortunately. What else can you do? Because people are not happy about it, and you can't blame them at the end of the day, can you? They're coming in impersonating someone else.
I got attacked on Twitter this week. This fake account on Twitter. Everyone's arguing. My name's getting dragged through the. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on social media. Hold on a minute. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Insta. I deleted everything 2 years ago, and I'm getting battered. I'm getting battered on platforms I'm not even on.
Anthony, the first time you're doing a show and you see the Dr. Tottenham therapy sucks or Dr. Tottenham therapy loves Arsenal, you'll know then you're a proper YouTuber. That's when you'll know.
That's it, mate.
Once you see that account created for you, you know you're doing something right. Because
There you go. Trying to think, I can't even think of the ones we've had in, to be fair. But they was in the other day, and the people in the chat just say that's not me. And I just check the pictures. Really, that's all I do, and I know which pictures are ruined.
Mate,
I just, I don't think it's right. People should be doing shit like that anyway. You know what I mean? I don't know what people are doing when it comes to stuff like that. But there you go. What can you do? What was I going to ask us? Yeah, here's an interesting question I was going to ask, actually. See what you all think about this one. Just generally, what are we doing with the standards at our football club? I wanted to ask the question, and I wrote it down. It was actually yesterday when I was thinking about tonight's show when I weren't well. And I was sitting there, laying in bed. I had my notepad and that, and I just wrote down standards, and I must have wrote it down 3 or 4 times. Standards, not just of the fan base, but the standards of the people that are running the club, and the standards of the footballers that are on the pitch. What is going on at this football club for these standards to have been dropped so low? Anyone can go, because I don't really know the answer, apart from it's obviously money not being spent correctly, because we know Tottenham do spend money in the transfer market. We went on for ages about kids being bought. So I don't know if I'm answering my own question here, but just what your opinions are on it, because I'm really frustrated by it, to be honest with you.
I think it's the start of everything, isn't it? It's like it's rotten from top to bottom, and it starts at the top. And in the end of the day, the owners have got to lead by example, and they're not. And do you know what I mean? At that appointing Vinay, an ex-Gooner, as the man technically in charge of the kingdom, and then you get his right-hand man, a guy who got sacked from Villa because he wasn't doing a very good job. Yeah, but you get a 5-year contract at Spurs for that, didn't you? It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Negligence at the highest level, and I've been saying it for a long time. It's almost like, it feels like now it's like being purposely done, like sabotage. That's how far we've gone. So recruitment's been absolutely terrible. You spend how much can anyone work out how much we spent on Gray, Tell, and Odebert? Was it 35? No, 25 for Odebert.
110 million.
110 million.
Isn't it? Wasn't it 40 when you include the loan spell? 40 to 45 for Tell, 30 for Odebert, 40 for Gray, something. I mean, it's give or take.
Imagine in my world, put 110 million. That could have got you. That could have got you a Julian Brand, a proper number 10, one that we needed. That could have got you a Hauger from Bodo. Do you know what I mean? There's levels of there's just so why this is what I don't understand. How can us fans see good players? We talk about them on the shows all the time, but when it comes to people running our club and our scouts, they're doing the complete opposite. How comes we can spot? How come us fans can spot talent, but their job is to watch football worldwide? They're getting paid for it to spot talent, and they can't do it.
Because the issue is, right, is that you saying like you spotted players, but there's people in our fan base who go, that player isn't good enough. We don't want that player. So obviously everybody's version of what's good and what they think is a subjective thing. And that's your problem in it, because you're never going to please all the people all of the time. And I do think they spent incorrectly a lot of the time, 100%. But people bag on people like Archie when he didn't choose his price and put a lot of pressure on the kid, and he's only young. And I think that it's like a mixture of so many different issues and so many different managers coming in with different styles. That's where we've mostly messed up. I think because we're going from one to the other, we're like a sea. Like we're like way from one side of the boat to the other side, like we're in like rough waves. And I think that's messed us up. I think that they didn't have a plan to stick with a certain type of manager. And I think that's what's messed it up with the players that we've bought, yes, but also in the standard that we've bought, yes. But I do think that not sticking to that has made it much, much worse, because we've got players for different types of managers.
Yeah, it doesn't help. Chopping, changing manager every 12 to 18 months. That doesn't help the process. Doesn't help the player development either.
No, and then we got in Thomas Frank, who everybody lauded up, who I was really wary of. And then everyone lauded him up and expected him to come and do this and do that with players. He did nothing. I didn't see what he was doing on the pitch at all. I didn't see any kind of plan or any kind of anything. He showed the players to do what he wanted. So, and we just keep doing that with managers. I think the managers are the biggest mistake we've made. We should have kept Ange. We should have kept Ange for season 3, man.
With players, I think we should Why don't we go for like the same model as like a Bournemouth or Brighton or something? They managed to find all these gems across Europe and then they end up selling them for £100 million. But if we go for those type of players, you imagine there'll be a lot of the fan base won't be happy because they've not heard of any of those players. But the players that we try and go for, like the Semenyo's, for example, where we're competing against United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City and stuff, if those type of players have a choice to come to us or those clubs, they're never going to choose us.
Yep, fair play. Rowley, are you better now?
Can you hear me now?
No.
Oh man.
Put your volume up. Your volume's low.
Yeah, his volume's up. I've checked him on here. His volume's up on here as well.
Bloody hell.
No, I can't hear you, mate.
Have you got?
Oh, he's still there, or is he frozen as well?
It's all frozen. I'll just say, I think one of the issues, if we're going to go with the Brentford and Bournemouth and Brighton models, that our fans then have to realize that those teams usually finish, if they have a good season, 7th or 8th, and mostly they're like 10th, 11th, or 12th. So if you're going to go that route, you have to be prepared that we're going to then have probably 2 or 3 seasons in a row where we're finishing 10th, 11th, 12th. Now, after we have our 2 seasons of 17th, sure, 10th, 11th, and 12th looks great. But I would say that what I wonder is why can't we match Newcastle and Villa? I think those are the 2 teams where we should be able to match them. I would hope that we could match the higher clubs, but you can make excuses why we can't match City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, right? I don't know any reason why we can't match Newcastle United and Villa. And if you look at their players they've brought in the last 5 years, is much better than ours.
The reason why Villa are doing so well, one of the key reasons is they've got a top class manager and they've stuck with him. That's the whole point Mia was making. Do you know what I mean? Just sticking with a manager, not chopping and changing every 2 minutes. You know, it's like you're never ever going to get success changing a manager every 12 to 18 months. All right, we got lucky last season in the Europa League, but let's be honest, the only reason why we won that is because our opposition in the final were equally just as crap as us.
Come on, man. We can't say everything we do that's good is luck and everything we do is bad that isn't. It's just down to everything else. That wasn't lucky. I think we did well to get to that final. And everybody was saying that Man U know how to win. They know how to do it. And that means that we're going to lose. So don't get it twisted. A lot of people said that about Tottenham. So, I don't think it was, yes, we were both rubbish, but we were the better of the rubbish. But I think that actually we deserve to win. When everybody poo-poos that trophy, it does annoy me because a trophy's a bloody trophy, man. It don't matter.
But is pointing out the fact that it was a lower level of opponents that you would normally face in the Europa poo-pooing it?
But they were all in the. But they was all in the champion. A lot of them were in the Champions League this year. So how can you say that?
But doesn't mean that they're good. If there's lots of low-level teams that get into the Champions League because you get in for winning your.
So that means if you win the Champions League, that means if you win the Champions League, it's not good because you've got low-level teams in it. Come on, man. That's not how it works.
Who in the Champions League doesn't beat good teams to win the Champions League? When has that ever happened?
People do have to beat. What I'm trying to say to you is, you're saying that it diminishes the actual trophy because of who's in it.
I never said that.
Yeah, but that's what you're trying to say. That it was a lower league, a lower standard of teams, and they were in the Champions League but they was in the Champions League this season. So does that lower it then the standard of the Champions League?
No, because those teams get eliminated early every year. The whoever wins the
Bodo didn't get eliminated early. Look how well Bodo done. Look how well Bodo Glint done.
And they're out. They finished second place in the Norwegian League.
And we were out. The thing is, but they got to quite a good for them. Like when you think about the team that they are, obviously a small team, they did really well. So they're not a rubbish team. They're actually a pretty good team. They actually did really well against bigger teams as well. So that just then again just proves your point wrong because they did well against the bigger teams. Because they did do well against Didn't they beat City?
All my point is when you look at the normal.
Oh, so
path
is City
to
not a
go
big
to
enough
Europa
team now
League-
for you? Is that not a big enough team now? We have the bigger team than City that have won
Who
pretty
said
much
that?
everything. But what I'm trying, yeah, but you're saying they beat City, so they beat a big team. They didn't not
Okay.
just beat teams, like they didn't come in and not beat them. So it doesn't mean the standard's lower because of that. You're trying to argue because basically everybody who didn't want Ange to win the trophy are now upset because he won a bloody trophy, and that's the
This
truth.
is all
man.
the same things I said before we even went to the knockout stage. So it's not because of Ange.
Yeah, sure. If Conte would have done the same thing, everybody would be saying the same. Yeah, of course they would have saying, "No, it's not a good
Yes.
trophy." Blah blah. Don't talk. Not at all, man.
Again,
no way.
not a good trophy. It's the level of teams that we faced to go there.
Who
It's not
cares?
even
Who
normal
cares?
to what you
Who
faced in the
cares?
Europa League.
Who
Who
cares?
cares, man?
Who cares?
Thank you, Stel.
You do. Because Dave said it, and you're fighting against him. It's
Who
just
said
the
what?
fact
No,
is
I'm
that they are lower level teams that we face.
Scott.
Oh.
Arsenal gone out of 2 domestic cups
Yes.
today, and their fans are going ape shit tonight. Right? A trophy is a trophy. What people don't realize is you got to get to a final. There's always banana skins. There's always something that could go wrong. There's always a potential slip up. Getting to a final is an achievement in itself. Once you're in the final, you're never playing a team that's absolute crap in the final. Man United, they always beat us in semi-finals and finals. They always turn up in finals, even when they're crap. They beat Man City in the final a year before when Man City were good and they weren't as good, right? For us to beat Man United in that final was a massive thing. We never beat Liverpool, United, Arsenal. We never beat these clubs. Actually, Chelsea would beat them once or twice in big games, but we never beat those teams in the final. So for us to get to that final and beat Man United, I don't care if they're shit. We finished below them last year, right? We were shitter. We can't take that away from the competition. We can't. We can say it was one of the easy ones to win, but a trophy's a trophy, man. That's why 250,000 fans turned up on the high street. It meant something. It meant, you know.
This is a different argument to what we were talking about.
What were you talking about?
I said the teams, and Dave said the teams that we faced there were not high-level teams.
But who cares?
No, I said the only reason why this is just my opinion. So the only reason why we won that final is our opponents in the final were just as shit as us.
Everyone
So
slagged off Bodo Glimt. Oh, you beat Bodo. Who's Bodo? This year, Bodo have been battering everyone in the Champions League.
They've beaten City in Milan. They've done 3 big teams.
Madrid, didn't they? They beat Atletico as well.
Listen,
did.
we made them look average when we played them. The same Bodo Glimt team, Frank couldn't beat them. Frank went and played Bodo. He nearly lost.
The same Bodo Glimt that finished second in Norwegian league, right? Like that's
in Europe. They have been bloody good, and we battered them. We battered them under Ange. Frank didn't know what to do. Weren't we 2-0 down against Bodo?
Yes, against a different Bodo team.
Same team, bro. It's the same
No, it
team.
wasn't. Look at the lineup, Stel, and who was missing from that game. But
Our team was different as well. Our team was different. We didn't have
Yes.
Kudus. We didn't have Paulinho last year. We didn't have those 2 players. Our team was different.
But it's a different team, so I don't know. Like this is, I don't. All they were saying is those teams weren't that great, and we won. Nobody's saying take the trophy away. But as always, people get so defensive and have to make the argument different. I didn't say take the trophy away.
So the only reason we won it was because the teams we played against were weak. Nothing to do with the manager. Nothing to do with the players wanting to win
Yes.
it. Nothing to do with us changing tactics for the semi-final and the quarterfinal. Nothing to do with that.
No, because every time we faced good quality teams that year, we failed and lost. That's why
Scott,
we finished.
That's
why we went out of the domestic cups with ease.
We changed tactics in the semi-final away leg and the quarterfinal away leg. We changed tactics, and in the final, we changed tactics again. Once we knew Bergvall, Maddison, and Kulu, all our attacking mids were out, we changed it up again. That's down to the manager and the players.
And why didn't they do that in the other games? They did, but the opponents were good enough, so it didn't matter.
We only lost to Galatasaray. No one else beat us.
No, I said in the other competitions when we faced good teams, right? In the domestic
who's
cups, we went out. In the Premier League, we lost.
We were 90 minutes away from a Carabao Cup final last year.
When we
We were
faced
90 minutes away
a
from a
good
Carabao Cup
Liverpool team,
final.
we lost with ease, right?
Yeah, but we knocked out Man United and we knocked out Man City on the way to the semi-final. They're too good. We
Man
knocked them
City-
both out.
Well, Man United
And we
was bad,
beat
right?
Liverpool. We beat Liverpool in the first leg as well, 1-0.
When they weren't concerned, as you could see their comments, and then when the game mattered, we lost with ease. We weren't remotely close.
At Anfield, we went there with a depleted team, and no manager wins at Anfield. Poch never won there. Conte never won there. Mourinho never won there. Redknapp, no one wins at Anfield. It's like Stamford Bridge. No matter what we do, we can't win there. Otherwise, we would have gone. We would have been at another final. We could have got to 2 finals in one season.
But we didn't. Like, what are you talking about? Why didn't we win in the FA Cup then?
You're saying it's because of the teams we played, but we beat Man City and we beat
Man City's C team.
Bro, our team was a C team. We have crap players in that team. You've been saying our players are all shit. Our shit players beat them. Yeah, our shit players beat them.
Yes. I'm not denying that. I'm saying when we face good teams, and we did it. When we faced good teams, we lost. That's what happened.
Listen. Why did all the other top clubs in Europe that were in Europa? Why did they all crash out? Why did they crash out?
There weren't that many good teams in Europa last year.
What Matt says. Roma, Lazio, they all got knocked out. Why? Why did they get knocked out and we didn't?
Because they're not very good teams.
Lazio got battered by Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt knocked out Lazio. The same Bodo that
they didn't get battered. They lost didn't they lose in a penalty shootout?
Dude, they hammered them in Bodo. They hammered Lazio. Bilbao, they were like 3-0 up and Man United came back to beat them. Was it like they turned a 4-goal deficit or something crazy happened?
How's Leon won it?
Leon, you're right. Yeah. No, Bilbao and Bilbao they beat. Yeah, Bilbao went down to 10 men in the first leg. You're right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. But look, I'm not saying we didn't play weaker teams. We didn't play Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, but you still have to beat those teams. Why did Poch not beat Genk and Ghent and Colchester United in cup competitions and get knocked out? Why did Mourinho get knocked out to Dinamo Kiev, a shit team? Why did Conte lose to Sheffield United? I went away to Sheffield United, a crap team, and we lost 1-0 in the FA Cup under Conte. I went to White Hart Lane, Norwich, who got relegated. I watched Mourinho lose to Norwich on penalties. All those managers lost to shit teams. But when Ange beats those crap teams, it's only because they're crap. The good managers we had couldn't beat the crap teams in cup games.
But that happens every year. Pep doesn't win every trophy, right?
But it didn't happen to Ange. It didn't happen to Ange, though.
It did. We went to extra time.
It didn't because we won the cup, Scott. We won the cup. It didn't.
It did. We saw it with him because it's a cup competition and weird things happen, right? That's what we see in cup competitions all the time. Like Southampton beat Arsenal.
So weird things happen. So that's another reason. There's always reasons, man. You can't just ever say, well done to Ange. I'm pleased that we won the trophy. It was a massive trophy, a big thing for Tottenham to win. It doesn't matter if it's not the top tier, it's not Champions League.
It was a big thing to win. Like,
because you're not active. The way you speak, like you diminish. You don't say that it was a good competition. We won it and we should have deserved to win it.
So I should lie?
Thing is, we shouldn't. We've not won a trophy for so long. We shouldn't diminish any trophies we win because of how long we went without winning one, isn't it?
And it's not just that. It's a big, even in our past, we were the first to win a European trophy, man. We were big to win a European trophy. So European trophies are in our heritage. It's a big deal.
Let me say 2 things, right? I do think if Mourinho wasn't sacked under Levy, I think he would have beaten City in that final in a one-off game. I think Mourinho would have done it, right? Because history says he wins everywhere he goes, and we denied that cup final from him. So I will say that in this argument, that would have been a manager that actually beat some good teams to win a trophy. But we can't do this thing of, the only reason we won it is because they're rubbish. Man City have won so many Carabao Cups under Pep. There was a period where he won like 5 in a row. He's won it again this year. Pep doesn't look at trophies and think, that's a crap trophy because they're crap. Pep just says, I'm a winner. We need to have a winning mentality, win whatever we can. And I think that's what Ange tried to do. He looked at it and he said, you know what? We've got to win something. That's what winners do. He went for the Carabao Cup. He fell short. He went for the Europa Cup. He landed. We were never going to win the league. We're never going to win the league under ENIC either. But at least he had that winning pedigree to say, Mourinho had that as well. Mourinho came here with the sole aim, sod the lead. We might finish 7th or 8th in the Premier League, out of Champions League, but I'm going to lift that Carabao Cup because I'm a winner. When Man City do it, everyone praises them. When we do it, we want to attack ourselves. We want to go to war with ourselves when we do it. So that's the bit I can't get on board with when people try and diminish winning that trophy. Because if Man City won it, they would have celebrated it because it's winning. When we do it, oh, it's bullshit. That's the bit I can't get back.
Who said it's bullshit? Like, why do we have to make stuff up? Like Chris
You're
said,
saying the only reason we won it is because we played weak teams. It's like we're belittling the trophy by saying, why do you need to say that then? What's the point of saying it?
There shouldn't be a caveat to when you win a trophy, but there should be a caveat. A trophy is a trophy. No caveats, man. No caveat. We won it. End of.
So then why don't we support the Walter Tull Trophy and the Tiger Cup? Because because there is caveats to everything.
Because you don't have to qualify to be in those competitions.
But a trophy's a trophy. Like, again, there's caveats. Yes, that's
no. That's like saying if we create a trophy this summer at White Hart Lane, we're going to have the North London Cup, and it's going to be Tottenham, Barnet, and Enfield pre-season cup. If we win it, hurrah! Come on, Scott, man.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
a Europa Cup.
There's caveats.
But a European trophy, you have to qualify for it. You've got to do something to achieve the right to be in that competition. Same with the FA Cup. All the Premier League teams, they go straight into round 3. Why not round 1? Because as Premier League clubs, we've earned the right to qualify at a later stage. We can't compare those trophies to the Walter Tutt or well, Scott, when we won was it the Tiger Cup we won in Asia or something?
I think one of them was a Tiger Cup. It's hard to keep track of them all.
Okay, none of us gave a shit, right? I didn't give a shit, right? So I think there's a bit of a difference here between Europa Cup and the Tiger.
I'm not saying they're the equal cup. I'm saying that we put caveats on everything. That's all. Like, again, we can celebrate it. Nobody's saying don't celebrate it. I've never seen anyone say don't celebrate the trophy. We can also say that there was a weaker competition. The teams we played were weaker than other competitions and other years it's in. Doesn't mean we don't get to celebrate it. Doesn't mean take the trophy away from us. It just means that's the reality of when we won it.
This is interesting, right? As soon as we won that trophy, Arsenal Fan TV went live the next day. It was Robbie and Lee Judges. And Lee Judges looked upset. He said, do you know what? Watching them lift that hurt me. He goes, watching that parade really hurt me. And he said, if Arsenal were in that competition, we would have won it, but we're not in that competition. We're in the Champions League. We've got to play harder teams. But hats off to Tottenham, because you can only play what's in front of you, and they won it, and they deserve it. Their mentality is, you beat what's in front of you, you deserve it. Our mentality is, we only won it because the teams were shit. That's the difference. That's why Arsenal are winners, and we're not. And to answer
it's the same mentality. You just said the same thing. We beat who was in front of us. Nobody's denied that.
But we haven't said that tonight. We haven't said we beat what's in front of us. We did. Well done, Tottenham. It's we only won it because the teams are weak. That's how. And Mark,
the teams in front of us. Those are the weak teams.
All right, Mark. You asked a question about attitude.
Yeah.
You said standards. You asked a question about standards. For me, it's the fans that are the problem. Our fan base is the problem, right? Because our standards are so low that we have allowed the club to be substandard. We allow our club to sign crap players. We allow our club to sack manager, hire manager, sack manager. We allow our club to not back Pochettino when it really mattered. We allow our club to sack Conte instead of us backing Conte and turning against the board. We allowed our club to sack Frank and not protest to demand that Lange and Vinay be sacked as well. We allowed our club to sack Mourinho, a serial winner before a cup final, to put in a 29-year-old Ryan Mason, who at the time I was more qualified as a coach. He didn't even have his UEFA license, and he went up against Pep Guardiola in the final. We allowed that because we just, okay, we'll just get on with it. We'll just nod our heads and we'll just keep until our fan base raises its standards and demands a better run club. They will always give us what we accept. And for a lot of fans, they don't want to hear that because it's don't blame the fans, don't attack the fans. But the reality is, we are a reflection of what the club has become because we've allowed this to happen to our football club. We don't want to protest. We don't want to boycott. We don't want to call them out. We don't want to demand people be sacked. But yet, you know, if we sign Zerbi, oh, fucking hell, let's go after Zerbi. He's a piece of scum. He's a piece of shit. We've got to go to war. Where was that energy against Enoch and Levy for everything they've done to us the last God knows how? You got energy for that. You got standards for that, but you haven't got standards for winning. You haven't got standards for being successful. For me, Enoch can do whatever the hell they want. We've allowed them to do this. And if they screw it up with Zerbi, we will turn against Zerbi, and then we'll pretend the next manager is the right guy. We'll cheer the training video for the next manager after him. We'll convince ourselves that the crap signings under Zerbi, they're better than what we think. Mate, the fans need to raise their standards because Spurs fans used to have standards. When I speak to my granddad, I speak to my uncle, we had standards in the 80s and the 60s. Even I would say, when Poch was here, we had standards under Poch. We demanded those players entertain us. We demanded that they beat whoever came to White Hart Lane. The last 5 years, I haven't got a clue what's happened to us. We've just kind of just become, whatever you do, we'll just nod our heads. Okay. Look, a lot of fans will disagree with me on this, but until the fans raise their standards, why should the club? Sorry for the rant. That was quite a bit of a rant. I didn't know I was going to do that.
No. Anyone got anything to add to that? No?
I'll just say, add on to it. I think what Stel was saying, under Poch, we talked about things we did. And even before that, right? When we beat Real Madrid, how amazing that was. Under Poch, we're going to go and we're going to do this. Kane and Son are scoring 17, 20 goals, 10 assists. They're doing this. Now, how much do we hear if Telenoder do this? If Archie Gray turns into this? If we go out and win 2 games next, how great will Zerbi be? And I think that's what we see so much more now is we hear our fans, if, because there's nothing that we have to actually talk about. And our fans are now happy to accept those ifs rather than, I think Stel said it right, under Poch, we demanded now, not if.
Yeah, that's right. Excellent. Who's talking? Someone talking? No? Oh, there you go. Dave. Right, listen, anyway, look, let's just talk about the weekend just briefly. Anyone's thoughts on as long as players are fit, obviously, we were expecting to be fit. Have we got a squeak of getting something out of the Sunderland game before we wrap up, or is it too early to say? We've got to wait and see later in the week anyone coming back or any other news? Anyone can go.
Go on, El.
I think Ellie's disappeared on her. She got disconnected from the stream. But there you go. Is anyone go on? I'll say it again. Is anyone expecting anything against Sunderland? Does it make any difference if West Ham have got any points, for argument's sake, and we're in the bottom 3 before we kick off? Does that make a difference to us?
I don't think it does. I think it actually makes it worse because echo. Yeah, I think it makes it worse. I think actually that puts more pressure on our players. I don't know how they are. They need to pull themselves up and get this result. I don't think Zerbi. I think he can set them up better, but I actually think it's down to the players to pull themselves out of this. And if we're already in the relegation zone, I don't know if that pressure, if they're the kind of players to pull their socks up and get it done, even a draw. I don't know, I don't know if we're in the relegation zone, how they will react.
Wolves might beat West Ham. Wolves are doing all right lately. They're not as bad as they were.
Interesting take from Anthony there. Do you think Wolves will beat West Ham, Anthony? And do you think Wolves will beat Spurs?
Yeah, I think Wolves beat Spurs as well, to be honest.
I think West Ham beat Wolves because it's at the Olympic Stadium. I think they'll look at that game as this is the one we have to win, and I think they'll throw everything they've got at it, and I think they'll nick it just, and then that puts some pressure on Spurs. And I don't know if we've got the minerals, Zerbi or no Zerbi, to go into that game knowing we're in the relegation zone. We'll probably. I think we're going to get a draw at Sunderland. I think it's going to be something like 1-1 or 2-2.
Positive from Stell, that. Yeah, I like that, Stell, that little point. I think that could make it. Anyone else who wants to go next? Sunderland at the weekend.
Evening, lads. Hey? Hello?
Mate, look at Dan. He looks like he's in the gantry, like a Sky Sports commentator.
How's everyone doing?
What stadium you at? What game did you just?
Where are you, Dan?
I just did on my garage, mate. Keeping out of the way.
I thought you was
at St Mary's. It was at St Mary's cheering on the Saints.
Lincoln City away or something. Yeah. How are you, Dan? You all right, mate?
Yeah. Good night, isn't it? Been a good night. Good news. Arsenal losing. So yeah, happy days, mate.
Yeah,
happy days.
yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get your view, Dan, because I don't know how much time you've got, but your thoughts on Zerbi and what he does for us moving forward over these 7 games that are left, mate.
Well, it seems like the world's against Spurs, doesn't it? It feels like that. With disappointment, right? You know, what we're hearing, it's a gamble, could be a disaster, makes no sense. He's not a safe pair of hands, that's what I'm hearing. Good manager, but wrong time. You know, you got even our own supporters against it. You know, it's not a little bit controversial, this appointment, right, guys? Hey?
Not for me, it's not. I think he was the best out there available to get at the time because Enoch put themselves in that position, Dan. That's where I'm at. Give me another manager they could have got with 7 games to go. Forget how much they're paying him. Yeah, who's available now that's going to say yeah to Tottenham?
What I'm meaning, Cookie, is that there's been like quite an outrage regarding Zerbi.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's mental.
Sorry, I misconstrued you then, Dan. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Look, I just what disappointment, and I think it's the best manager we can get in this situation. But yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? What do you reckon of all the negativity around the appointment?
I see like delusion around the appointment. So that's what I'm seeing more of from what I've seen. But
you, Scott, are you not for it then?
Me? Oh, I've said if we were a properly run football club, it's a great hire. But with these players, you know what I've said all year. I don't think it's that we have a coaching problem. We have a player problem. And Zerbi is going to hate working with the players that we have at our club. So I'm fine. I like Zerbi. If we were Newcastle, if we were Arsenal, if we were Brighton, if we were Brentford, if we were Fulham, I'd be happy to have him come in. But we're Spurs, so I'm not against it. I just don't think it's going to do what we want it to do.
So who would you hide?
For the 7 games, if he would have come in for 7 games, I would have hired Sean Dyche. Overall, I wouldn't have cared because if Lang and Vinay are here, it doesn't matter. And Enoch are here, it doesn't matter. I would have hired, I know it seems like an easy way out, but I would have hired a proper football person to come into the club first.
Okay.
Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else that anyone else would have hired over Zerbi as a personal choice?
Mark, can I just say good night because it's 1:15 here. I'm 2 hours
Thanks,
ahead of you guys. Yeah, I need to shoot.
Appreciate you coming. Make sure everyone gets over to Stell's channel and gives him a sub over there, please. Mr. Stelios at Spurs is correct, Stell, isn't it?
On Spurs. Whatever. Just type in Mr. Stelios. I doubt there's more than one. There's quite a few fake accounts. You might find something else. God knows.
You'll
What
find
do
it.
you mean?
Thanks, Nell.
There's loads of Stelioses. What are you chatting about? Go to Cyprus. There's probably about 150 around just in your area, innit?
What, with YouTube channels on Tottenham?
Yeah, man. You never know, innit? You don't know. And I said the name Stelios. I meant like there's a lot of Stelioses around, innit? Like you never know.
Actually, there's a guy downtown who's got a Greek restaurant called Banter. And I went in there to grab a bite, and his name's Stelios. He's from Leytonstone, and he's been here for 25 years, and he's a Spurs fan. I couldn't. Yeah, do you know what?
See?
Yeah, there is one. There is one.
Still,
That's one that you know. One that you know about, yeah. That what we don't forget. We know in it. You name after grandparents, so there's loads because there's this, like 8 in one family who have one child, and then they all name that child after the grandparents. There's loads of them, and if they all support Tottenham, the whole lot are going to support Tottenham, innit?
He's the only one I know who supports Tottenham, though. Anyway, yeah. But I need to say good night.
Good night, Still.
No.
Still, whereabouts in Cyprus are you?
Paphos.
Oh, Paphos. Oh, yeah. I used, my parents used to have an apartment in Paphos. So I used to visit it every year. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I've got a nice cave under the bridge.
Where's Lubo still?
Yeah, has he gone home yet? Lubo?
Lubo's
He's in
in the.
Paphos as well. He's in Paphos.
No, he's got him in his downstairs dungeon. That's where he's got him.
He's chained up. I'm about to go whip him.
He's trained up in the Stella Gaten dungeon.
Look, I'm actually meeting up with Lubo for lunch tomorrow. We're meeting up. I'm going to go down. He's in a hotel downtown. I'm going to drive down there and we'll go find somewhere around the corner by the harbour. It's always nice to go by the sea.
When you see him. Give him
I
I
will
when you see him. And thanks, Del, for coming on. Really appreciate it, mate. Give us a shout, and I'll get on yours, mate. Be great to have a chat.
Yeah. Boys and girls, good night. God bless. Have a good one.
Cheers, Del.
And
take care, mate. Appreciate you.
Shame about the Arsenal.
Oh dear. What'd you make of that tonight, Dan? The Arsenal getting beat.
Just shows you, doesn't it? Just shows you. Yeah. I look at Spurs and think, man, what a crap season, man. You know, got Southampton knocking out Arsenal, Spurs been so bad this season. It just shows you, doesn't it? Really, you know, players Southampton beating Arsenal. I know Arsenal had some missing, but come on. I mean, magic of the cup.
Yeah, man. I'm pleased they got knocked out. Don't get me wrong, but it don't change our season at the end of the day. Yeah, it's no good. It's no good laughing at Arsenal when you've been as shit as we have. At the end of the day, is it? Whether they're perennial bottlers or not, you know what I mean? It's like
Cookie. Let us have our moment, all right? Because our season's been so shit. Might as well have our moment at laughing at Arsenal. That'll make us happy for a bit, yeah.
Guys, has everyone got some kind of fresh hope now with Zerbi? How are people feeling on the panel?
I'm feeling optimistic. Just because.
Sorry.
I just love his style of play. Clean attacking football. Not like going home mad like Ames was. Not pragmatic. Like Frank. Not whatever Judable was. Don't know what the hell that was. Living, but it's just nice to watch attacking football.
Did that training video win you over, Dave?
Hello?
That training video.
Yeah, it was nice to see players moving the ball quicker, doing one touch, two touch passing and stuff like that. It was nice to see. It's like alien to them, though, isn't it? Because they haven't been used to that, have they, this year? Playing quick one touch football, so.
And I say that training video has made me look at a title winning side for next season, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Well, we know what Scott thinks. It ain't changing, Scott, is it? For you, not in these 7 games.
What do you mean? If Zerbi had come in with 7 players that he liked to use, I would feel great about it. But the same players are going to be there that have been crap for their whole careers. So
And it's not that, even if they'd have gone banging in January, at the beginning of January, and not used Frank as the shield in January, not to buy anyone, right? If they'd have actually had the bollocks in January and gone, right, we're going to go and get this geezer, we're going to go and get him 3 or 4 of the players that he needs, and then we'll move on from there and see how we go. But as we know, Enoch don't work that way, do they?
Tricky.
Yeah.
Would you? This is going to be controversial, what I say, but if we stay up, would you take Mason Greenwood?
It's a difficult question, Anthony, without going into the ins and outs of it. Look, he didn't go to prison for what he done. He admitted, or it was on recorder, what he did. Yeah, and his missus has took him back at the end of the day. They've had another child together. Listen, is Mason Greenwood the type of forward that I would like at Spurs? Yeah, of course he is. But is it worth it, the grief that it's going to bring the club? Is it worth it? Because it will bring an awful lot of grief to this football club if they signed him. I'll tell you that now. I don't know what you lot think. That's where I am on it. I'm not disagreeing that he's not a good footballer.
As a footballer, I think he's better than what we have. I think he's much better than the players we have. But you can imagine, with Tottenham Hotspur supporters trust, they weren't happy with Zerbi coming in for defending Greenwood. If we sign Greenwood, there'll be loads of fans probably boycotting the club.
That's ball, though, isn't it, Anthony? You weren't really defending him, was he? He was asked a question. What's he meant to say about the bloke? Yeah, he's done this, done that, done the other. He's an arsehole. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to come out and say that, But I think he skirted round the question very well. He answered the question, I thought, very well by not going into detail. And more about talking of him as a person, growing as a man, and all that type of thing. Look, it is what it is, Anthony. I'm not going to cause controversy. At the end of the day, I think he's a very good player. Would it be right for him to come to Spurs, considering the grief that it would bring with it? Probably not. But you lot may answer differently. That's just, I'm only being honest.
He might not want to come back to England anyway, because of everything, with all the grief he's got with him.
There's that as well.
This might make him the most popular player in Spurs over the summer. If he comes to Spurs, I'm done watching Spurs while he's there. I will not watch Spurs, a minute of Spurs while he's at the club. So he might now, every fan might want him here, so they don't have to have me anymore. But I would, if they signed him, I would be done watching Spurs until he's gone, and after that, I'd have to make a decision. But
thing is, he wasn't found guilty though, was he? So
but that doesn't change the recordings. Like him not being found guilty doesn't change the recordings. We all
get all that. But why would his partner take him back and have another child with him?
Because he's a wealthy athlete. Because love makes you do things that you don't need to, that you shouldn't do.
It's a really difficult, tricky thing, isn't it? Like, at the end of the day, that's their relationship and her choice to do what she's doing currently, which is staying with him, having more children with him. But I wouldn't want that at Tottenham, because I think that it would bring so much on us as a club under the microscope, as we are already. It'll be even worse. So I would not want that at all at the club. But I do agree with sort of what people were saying. It's really difficult, like I say, because what we heard is a clip of something that we don't know the context. We don't know anything about what around it. And she dropped the charges, and so we can perceive it as something that was bad, which I do. I do think it sounded really awful, but she chose to stay with him, and that's really hard, because you can say that was her choice to do that. Like, we all make choices in our lives, and that's her choice, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not defending Greenwood.
I'm not defending him at all. Like, I'm not defending him.
What I heard the recording, and it's absolutely shocking. I was just saying, look, he's never been charged for it. I was just saying, if everyone's opinion, would they want to see him there? I personally don't think it would be a good idea, but it's nice to hear what everyone else thinks, really. I have 2 children as well. One's a girl. I've got a stepdaughter as well. So obviously, I'd never want to play like that playing for Spurs, but obviously, but by a court of law, the case got dropped. So I just wondered what everyone's opinion was.
To just look at the reaction, guys. The reaction with Zerbi coming in.
Yeah, I know.
We've got some just before you carry on. There's some back feed coming from somewhere. I'm not too sure where. Sounds like a telly or something. Just so you know.
Right, I'll just mute me.
Yeah, I'll say I'm very strong on my views about Greenwood not coming in. I'm not the same. I don't think Zerbi should be. Like, I don't have a problem with Zerbi coming in. I also, though, I think some of the backlash, like, I don't have a problem with the trust putting out their statement. I don't agree with it, but I'm fine. Hey, if that's their views, put it out. That's fine by me. I don't agree with it. I think some of the backlash towards them is a little over the top as well. But I don't have a problem with Zerbi.
Joe, why it's not Joe? Why I don't think it's over the top, Scott, is because they said they represent the fans and they're speaking on behalf of the fans, and half the fans were saying that actually we do not agree with you, so you can't talk on my behalf because people pay to be in the trust, like they're in the trust, they're members of the trust. So those people are saying you didn't ask me, you don't represent us, and I think that's where they went wrong because they didn't ask the people that are members.
I'm fine with that. I'm saying like up above, like I'd take them just to upset the fragile little madams who can't be offended without forcing an apology. Like I think some people are going a little over the top with that. I think you're right. If they said we represent the fans and their members didn't do it, I don't know enough about the trust to get into those details of that. I just think I like I said, I don't agree with them. I don't think Zerbi said anything wrong. There was one part of his comment I didn't love, but I think it's more of just of him speaking in English with Italian. I don't think it was anything actually wrong. And if you talk to him, he'd clarify it. So I'm not going to hold that to him. But I just think people thinking that people can't have an opinion on it. I think it's just a little strong either way. But it's an emotional topic that people get involved in, and I think they're kind of taking their stance, their anger out about other things on the supporters trust. But you are right. If they said that this is what our members want and they didn't ask them, obviously that's not a way to do things.
Yep, there you go. It's a touchy subject to talk about, really, people, isn't it? Or it could be a touchy subject. I know we have to talk about it. Is there anyone else got a view on it? Because Mia's put her view over from a woman's perspective, if you don't mind me saying, Mia, and I don't know what Dave and Dan think about it.
Like you say, it's a really tough subject. I mean, I've got a little daughter. Bless her heart. I mean, if any male laid a finger on her, they would be searching the country to find his body parts, because I wouldn't let no one lay a finger on my little girl, and if anyone did, they'd be dead man walking. But it's a hard one because he's such a talented footballer, isn't he? He's a very talented footballer. I mean, what's he got? He's got 40 goals and assists in his last 56 games or something. And it's hard because end of the day, he made a massive mistake. Who knows it? But at the end of the day, they've moved on. She's forgiven him. You know what I mean? Like, they've had another child together, and you know what I mean? He took some time out of football because of it. You know what I mean? With all the hearings and stuff like that. I just think let the guy like move on with his life. They are. So why can't anyone else? Do you know what I mean? And if he did come to Spurs, I wouldn't say I wouldn't support him and stuff like that, because you try and support every single player that comes to your club, regardless of what they do. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's a really hard subject, isn't it? Really, to be fair, it's really, like, without trying to sound too controversial, and you know what I mean. But if he comes to Spurs, I'll get behind the lad. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he's one of our players, regardless of what he's done. loads of athletes and celebrities have done treacherous stuff. And they've come back into the spotlight, so why can't he?
Fair play, Dan.
Yeah, he won't be coming.
Well,
He won't be coming. Look at the outrage with Zerbi coming to the club.
Mm.
You know, and he didn't even do anything. He won't be coming.
No, I can't see it, to be honest with you, and I'd be shocked if he ever signed. So just because of the reaction of, like you say, what happened with De Zerbi, he took some stick for a week over it, didn't he? And probably is still getting stick for it. You know, we're going to wrap up.
I think
Sean.
Anthony said it. Sorry, Anthony. I think Anthony said it right. I don't think Greenwood, like we're talking about this, Greenwood might not want to come back. It would be quite a move for him if he came back, right? So I think he might just be happy as well, staying away.
Yeah, very possibly. Actually, we'll go back to this from Chris. Just out of interest, are we all disgusted by Gaza, or is he a Spurs hero? There you go. He was.
I'll go. He's slightly before my time, but some of the things I've read about him, like it's easy for him not to be a hero because I never watched him play for Spurs, so it's easy for me to say he's not someone who's a hero for me. But yeah, no, I'm not a fan of everything that I've read about him in his personal life.
What did he do? He's drunk and beat up Ulrika Johnson, isn't it?
And
Is
his
that the one?
missus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there you go. It's, yeah. It is what I don't know the ins and outs of it. I know where he used to live in Nazin. I used to deliver to his house regularly, and to be fair, the only Paul Gascoigne that I ever met was the chatty bloke that you saw on the back of the paper or on the football pitch. That side of it, but you know, living as close as I did to where he lived, I did hear, and being a Spurs fan, I did hear that he could be a bit naughty. So that's all I can say with his missus. So I can't comment any further than that because I don't know anymore. Just being honest with what I know. But you know, listen, my thing is, and it always has been, you don't never raise your hand to a woman. You don't never touch a woman. It takes more of a man to walk away than it does to touch one. That I've always had that stance. That's how my parents brought me up, and that's how I've always lived.
Agree.
So
Yeah,
that's just where I am with it. That's I don't know what anyone else thinks, but
agree, 100%, mate.
100%. I think that Joe, what I'll go further and say is no one should be laying hands on anybody. Everybody should keep their damn hands to themselves. You should be womanly enough or man enough to walk away and not hit anybody. I've got 2 boys and I'll always teach them never to raise their hands to anybody. You don't fight with your hands. You try and you walk away, or if you can talk it through, talk it. Use your mind and your mouth, not your hands. Because that's not a sensible thing to do.
fair play. Yeah, this is correct as well. Ulrika was with Collymore, not Gaza. He was, well, Bianca was his daughter, wasn't it? Cheryl was his missus. Cheryl. There you go. Cheryl Gascoigne. John says up the Spurs. Listen, we're going to wrap up because it's getting late. I know people have got work tomorrow, so 11:30. Who answered the question about the scores at the weekend? Who did we get scores out of? Was it just you, Scott?
I never predicted.
No, I didn't say anything. I'm trying to avoid predictions when it comes to Spurs.
We'll just do a quick roundup because I know it's early in the week and you know we've got another week to go yet. But be interesting to see if people's score predictions change over the course of the week. I'm going 1-1, so I'll get in there first. That's where I am with it.
I'm going positive. I'm going 2-1 Spurs.
There you go. Bit of positivity from Anthony. Why not? Indeed.
I'm gonna say 2-2, and Drula, not that kind of raising hands with Romero, it'd be completely different. So I'm just saying. She asked me.
There you go, Dave and Scott and Dan. Go on, where are you with it?
I'll go positive as well. 2-1 Sunderland. Much better than Chris's prediction for me. So, yeah, I don't see much different from what I thought before. I guess slightly better than Tudor playing people in dumb positions. But as I've said,
Cookie,
I
if
don't
we
see changes
if we
coming
win
in.
2-1, sorry, if you win 2-1, I want you to clip my clip my score prediction up. But
course I
if
will,
I'm
mate.
wrong, you won't be seeing me for a while, no?
All right, yeah, no worries. We can do that. It's all right. Yeah. Yeah. Dan, I need a prediction from you because I know that it will probably change as the week goes on. Because when we find information out of who's playing in goal and what he's going to do and whatever else. So, but in your bones now, are we going to get anything at Sunderland?
Well, with those fantastic training videos, you know. Yeah, you know, surely Spurs can get some kind of bounce, new manager bounce this time. Look, I think be a draw. I think
me too.
if we can't get a draw after this guy coming in and all the hype and everything, and then we lose it, man. God, you got to be a draw. You should draw. I think you can do it.
Fair play. Fair play. Dave, did you give your score?
No, I'm going to be really, really optimistic for once in my life regarding Spurs. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 3-2 to Spurs. I think it's going to be one of those crazy games because I know how he likes to play. Whether he can get that out of these proper players is a different question, but hopefully with new manager bounce, let's hope, let's pray.
Richarlison's going to look like prime R9. Yeah.
When's that ever happened, Dave? Anthony?
You're
When's that ever happened?
You're going to see it. He's going to come out the real.
Do me a
real
favour, will you? Do me a favour. You got more chance of me pulling a page 3 stunner, mate, than that happening. Absolutely 2 oaks, Bob and none. No chance, mate.
Please don't ever again mention Richarlison in the same sentence as R9.
Oh yeah, that was a mistake there, wasn't it?
Oh dear. There you go. What can we do? Right, let me just do these. Big up to Brownie. Stuck in a super chat for us. Big up to him. He says, we're staying up. We're staying up. There you go. Big up to you, Paul. Really appreciate that. And Jula's been a member for 2 months. She says, let's all laugh at the Arsenal. Let's all laugh at the Arsenal for the rest of the week. Then wondering if Spurs can get anything at the weekend at Sunderland. When if it goes all wrong, we could be in the bottom 3 at the start of that game. So it'll be interesting to see if we're above or below, because I think it makes a big difference to the mentality of these players going out on the pitch. And we'll see if we are in the bottom 3, whether they will put their nuts on the table or not, as my nice way of putting it, because we're yet to see it at the moment, and we need to do something. Is there anyone else in that I haven't said hello to? I don't think so. We're nearly at the bottom. There you go. Chris says he's going up with Charlie from Charlie's Take channel. Good lad. There you go. Big up to you. Ellie says, stay away from those paid 3 stunners, Cookie. Samantha Fox. Ellie, you remember? Samantha Fox. Who else? Linda Lusardi. But to name 2. Don't. What are we doing? And right at the end, Russell's come in with a super sticker. Big up to you, Russell. What I will say is to everyone, let's get over to Mia at Tottenham's Lone Wolf. Give her a sub over there. Get over to Anthony at Dr. Tottenham Therapy. Get over to Dan at the Danalist. Give them a sub. They're all putting content out there. There's plenty for everyone to listen to.
I'll get over to Dan's channel. So give you a sub, mate.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. So, yeah, get over there. Thanks to everyone who's been on tonight. Get over to Mr. Stelios on Spurs. Give him a sub as well. Scott's putting him in before I wrap up as we go along. Big up to you, Scott. Appreciate it. And what I will say is, on that note, thanks to everyone, and Ellie came on as well. Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. You can get over and see Ellie over there. No brunch in the morning. We're going to have a day off tomorrow. We'll probably be back with that on Monday morning. Make sure to get over then, and we'll have a chat as the week goes on about what's going to happen with Spurs at Sunderland at the weekend. Thanks to everyone for being on. Much appreciated. See you all soon. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Cheers.
Show.